We have a situation on our hands that is spreading like wildfire across social media. And if you are watching this, you have probably seen the headlines screaming that Tinubu has released NNAMDI KANU. The internet is breaking, WhatsApp groups are exploding, and everyone is asking the same question. Is mazi NNAMDI KANU finally free? Today, Friday, February 6, 2026, we are going to cut through the noise, separate the rumors from the reality, and bring you the raw, unvarnished truth about what is happening with the IPOB leader, the presidency, and the judiciary. You clicked on this video because you want to know if the leader of the Indigenous People of Biafra is walking home today. The short answer is, the battle has just entered its most dangerous phase yet. While the headline you saw suggests a release has happened, the reality on the ground is a massive high-stakes demand for his release that has just been issued by IPOB, coupled with a legal firestorm that was ignited just yesterday. We are not just talking about a court case anymore. We are talking about a direct confrontation between the agitators and the federal government, with IPOB explicitly stating that without justice, there will be no peace. Let's break this down. The news sweeping the nation today is actually centered on a ferocious statement released by IPOB's Media and Publicity Secretary, Emma Powerful. They are not just asking for KANU's release, they are demanding it as a necessity for the survival of Nigeria. This statement is a direct reaction to the shocking events of the last few months, specifically the conviction of NNAMDI KANU by Justice James Omotosho in November 2025. You remember that judgment, don't you? It was the ruling that shook the Southeast. Justice Omotosho handed down a life imprisonment sentence on terrorism charges. But today, IPOB is pushing back, and they are pushing back hard. They have officially accused Justice Omotosho of doing the bidding of the ruling All Progressives Congress, APC. They are calling the judgment a misjudgment of justice and, in their own words, vendetta dressed in robes. This is where it gets deep. IPOB is alleging that the judge convicted KANU without a shred of substantial evidence. They claim that the entire trial was a script written by political actors within the APC to keep KANU in bars indefinitely. They are pointing to the fact that KANU was sentenced without allocutus. For those of you who are not lawyers, allocutus is that crucial moment in a trial where a convict is allowed to speak for themselves before sentencing. IPOB says KANU was denied this fundamental right. They argue that the judge rushed to convict him to satisfy his political masters. And it's not just about the conviction. The anger is boiling over because of where NNAMDI KANU is currently being held. The court didn't just send him to jail. They sent him to a correctional facility in Sokoto State. IPOB describes this as an exile. They argue that moving him to Sokoto was a calculated move to cut him off from his legal team, his family, and his funding. Think about it. How easy is it for a legal team based in Abuja or the Southeast to constantly travel to Sokoto? It makes effective defense practically impossible and financially draining. IPOB says the judge knew exactly what he was doing when he signed that transfer order. But the most chilling part of this new statement is the warning about national security. IPOB is drawing the direct line between the injustice meted out to KANU and the rising insecurity across Nigeria. They are saying, "We told you so." They claim that while the government was busy persecuting an innocent man, the real terrorists were busy expanding their territory. They pointed out the irony that insecurity has now spread to Yorubaland, regions that were previously considered safe. According to IPOB, communities are being raided, lives are being lost, and ancestral lands are being violated by terrorists while the government is fixated on KANU. Emma Powerful's statement was poetic but terrifying. He said, "Those who sacrificed truth for ambition would reap the whirlwind." Those warnings are no longer prophecy, they are unfolding reality. It sends shivers down your spine when you look at the daily headlines of banditry and kidnapping, doesn't it? Now, I have to ask you, the viewer, do you agree with IPOB that NNAMDI KANU's detention is fueling the insecurity in the country? Or do you think the two things are unrelated? I really want to hear your honest opinion in the comment section below. This is a safe space for debate, so let it out. And please, if you are appreciating this deep dive into the news without the fake rumors, do me a massive favor and click that like button right now. It helps us get this truth to more Nigerians who are confused by the clickbait. And if you haven't subscribed yet, hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a breaking news update. Welcome back. Let's talk about the man at the top, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. IPOB has thrown a direct challenge to the president. They are asking him to justify the continued detention of KANU when the country is clearly falling apart. They warned him that the advisors whispering in his ear to keep KANU locked up are not his friends. They said these advisors are accelerating Nigeria's collapse. That is a heavy accusation. They believe that releasing KANU is the only way to restore some semblance of peace. They were very clear. The immediate release of mazi NNAMDI KANU is not a concession, it is a necessity. This political pressure is coming at the exact same time as a major legal move. Just this week, on Wednesday, February 4, 2026, NNAMDI KANU's legal team filed what they call the mother of all appeals. We confirmed this from court documents. KANU has personally appealed to the Court of Appeal in Abuja to quash the life sentence. He wants the appellate court to set aside the judgment of Justice Omotosho completely. He wants to be discharged and acquitted on all counts. His lawyers are arguing that the trial court made grave errors. They are saying the trial was unfair. And most importantly, they are fighting to get him out of Sokoto and back to a place where he can properly prepare for his defense. This appeal is the legal battleground that will define the next few months. So when you see headlines saying Tinubu releases KANU, understand that this is the demand from the people, not yet the action of the president. The pressure is mounting on Aso Rock. The Southeast is watching. The international community is watching. And as IPOB said, history is watching. We also need to touch on the no peace threat. It's not a threat of violence from IPOB per se, but a warning that peace will be elusive as long as what they perceive as a grave injustice continues. They believe the spiritual and political balance of the country is tilted against peace as long as KANU is in chains. The question now is, will President Tinubu listen? Will he see the release of KANU as a political solution to calm the tension in the Southeast, or will he stick to the court's judgment? The judiciary has spoken, but the executive has the power of amnesty. It's a game of chess, and NNAMDI KANU is the king piece on the board. We will be following this appeal process every single day. We will be monitoring the situation in Sokoto, and we will be the first to tell you if the president makes a move.